Welcome to 1337, the future of podcasted books. I'm Max, your host, diving into epic tales and hidden gems.
And I'm Sophia, here to unpack the art of storytelling and the pages that move us. We're exploring novels, classics, and the craft behind the words.
Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive
into Buddhism.
Yeah, specifically how it applies to, young professionals.
Exactly.
Like you guys out there.
In today's world.
We've got some excerpts from The Buddha Walks into a Bar.
Yeah.
Some notes here that are titled All Notes 322025, and even some interesting quotes about the book itself.
Yeah, what's really fascinating to me about The Buddha Walks into a Bar is how it speaks directly to a younger audience. It uses their language.
It's not your typical stuffy textbook.
Right. It's really
Lodro Rinzler
reachable.
is actually talking about things like dealing with a difficult boss, navigating modern relationships, and even enjoying a beer.
Yeah.
All through the lens of Buddhist principles.
And he doesn't shy away from humor either.
Yeah.
There's this one quote where he says, meditation is like crack. And he's talking about that point where you start to realize the benefits of meditation.
Yeah.
And it just kind of clicks.
It definitely makes meditation sound a lot more appealing.
Right.
It challenges that stereotype of Buddhism being all about renouncing worldly pleasures.
Exactly. This book really emphasizes finding joy and contentment.
Okay.
By integrating these Buddhist principles into your everyday life.
Yeah.
Not by escaping from it, It's about engaging with the world.
Okay.
In a more mindful and compassionate way.
So the book talks about tiger tactics for everyday life.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
So it uses the tiger as a symbol of gentleness, precision, and exertion.
Okay.
And you might not immediately associate those qualities with a tiger, right?
You think of ferociousness.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
But the book argues that true strength actually lies in knowing when to exert that power and when to hold back.
So it makes you think about how we approach our goals.
Exactly.
Are we being too forceful? Or could we be more strategic? More like a tiger stalking its prey.
Yeah, exactly. Think about a situation at work.
Yeah.
Maybe you're leading a team project.
Okay.
That gentle strength.
Yeah.
Could be the key to getting everyone on board without being overly aggressive or pushy.
That's a very interesting perspective.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to Hulk smash through every challenge,
right.
we can be more like a tiger.
Yes.
Using focused energy and awareness to get where we want to be.
That's a great way to put it.
And speaking of the Hulk, the book talks about something called Incredible Hulk Syndrome.
Yes.
So we all have those moments, right?
We do.
Where it's just like Hulk smash.
Yeah.
Your inbox is overflowing or someone cuts you off in traffic.
Right. And in those moments, that's where klushas come into play.
Okay.
These afflictive emotions like anger, jealousy, and attachment.
Yeah.
Think of them as those emotional hijackers that can totally derail your day.
So what do? Do we just try to suppress those emotions and pretend they're not there?
Well, the book actually suggests a different approach.
Okay.
Observation. Instead of battling these emotions head on,
yeah,
it encourages you to observe them like a scientist.
So you're stepping back from them.
Mm-hmm.
And you're almost analyzing why you're feeling that way.
Exactly.
Instead of getting caught up in the emotion itself.
Yeah, it's about understanding those feelings without letting them completely control your actions.
Okay, so we've got tigers, we've got hulks, and then the book introduces this idea of a mandala.
Yes.
How does that fit in?
So it connects Buddhist principles with finding your purpose.
Okay.
And the book encourages you to visualize a mandala, not just as a design, but as a map of your life's purpose.
So it's like a visual representation of your values, your goals, the things that are most important to you.
Exactly. And at the center of that mandala are the things that really drive you.
Yeah.
That give your life meaning.
Rinzler uses a great example from Ocean's 11.
Yes, he does.
Says Danny Ocean's whole mandala was built around winning back his ex-wife.
Right.
No matter the cost.
No matter what.
So it's just about having a clear purpose.
Exactly.
That can shape your reality.
Yeah. Maybe your mandala is about building a successful business.
Yeah.
Maybe it's about becoming a great parent.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, that purpose can really guide your actions.
So it's about being intentional with the choices that you make.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure that they're aligning with what truly matters to you.
Yes. And that leads us to another important concept, Bodhicitta.
Okay, let's unpack that.
Okay.
What exactly is Bodhicitta?
So it's like the open heart
Okay.
that's essential for making a real difference in the world.
Yeah.
And it starts with yourself.
So cultivating kindness and compassion, both towards yourself and others.
Yes, but it's not about those grand gestures.
Right.
It's those small, everyday acts of kindness that can really ripple outward.
Like actually listening to someone who's having a rough day, or offering to help a colleague with a project.
Exactly. Those small acts of kindness can make a surprisingly big impact.
Yeah.
It's recognizing that even seemingly insignificant actions can contribute to a more positive world.
This is all starting to make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The book also gets pretty real about love and sex, right?
Yes, it does.
So Lodro Rinzler talks about how Buddhist principles can transform your romantic life, not by imposing rules,
Right.
but by bringing curiosity and compassion to your relationship.
Exactly.
So it's like seeing your partner
Yes.
as a constantly evolving being just like you.
Exactly. It's about approaching your relationship with a sense of wonder and openness.
Yeah.
Recognizing that both you and your partner are ever changing.
And the book also talks about the often overlooked aspect of bringing mindfulness to sexual activity.
Yes.
What does that look like?
It's about being fully present during those intimate moments.
Okay.
Appreciating the sensations and emotions without judgment or expectation.
Yeah.
It's about really connecting with your partner on a deeper level.
Okay, so we've covered tiger tactics, Hulk moments, mandalas, and mindful intimacy.
We have.
What other insights does the book offer?
Well, it introduces the concept of the Garuda.
Who or what is a Garuda?
It's this mythical bird that soars above fear and doubt.
Okay.
And Rinzler uses it as a metaphor for facing life's challenges head on.
So it's about embracing uncertainty.
Yeah.
Without getting completely swept away.
Exactly. It's about cultivating a sense of fearlessness.
Okay.
And navigating those moments of what he calls groundlessness.
Okay.
Those times when everything just feels uncertain.
That feeling of being unmoored. Like when a project falls apart or you're facing a big life change.
Exactly.
You know, the book connects that feeling to the Garuda myth.
Yeah.
It's about maintaining that inner flight.
Yes.
Even when things feel really shaky.
That's a great way to put it.
It's about finding a sense of stability and resilience amidst all of that uncertainty.
Yeah, it's about finding that inner strength that allows us to navigate those challenging times.
This has been a whirlwind tour through some pretty fascinating concepts.
It has.
I feel like I'm already starting to rethink how I approach challenges.
That's great.
What else does the book explore?
Well, next it introduces another powerful symbol, the dragon. The dragon embodies authenticity, playfulness, and fully embracing the elements of your life.
Yeah.
You know, it encourages you to live with a sense of humor and delight even when things get tough.
So instead of getting bogged down by all the negativity, we can channel our inner dragon.
Exactly.
And kind of face those challenges with a more playful, resilient attitude.
Yeah, think of it like a dragon navigating the elements, right? Earth, air, fire, and water. It moves effortlessly through them all.
Yeah.
It's about finding that unshakable sense of self, that core strength, no matter what life throws at you.
I like that. Yeah, I feel like, especially as young professionals, we often lose sight of that playfulness, you know?
Yes.
It's so easy to get caught up in the seriousness of our careers and, you know, all of that.
Yeah, and that's why this concept of the dragon is so powerful, you know?
Yeah.
It reminds us that we don't have to be serious all the time. We can find that joy and delight even in the midst of deadlines and, you know, difficult colleagues.
Rinzler talks about this idea of basic goodness, right?
He does.
What exactly does that mean?
So it's the idea that we all have this inherent capacity for kindness, compassion, and wisdom.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that goodness within ourselves and others.
Yeah.
Even when it's hidden beneath layers of stress or negativity.
So instead of focusing on the bad, we can try to see the good in every situation and every person.
Exactly. And it's not about ignoring the negative. It's about recognizing that goodness is always there.
Yeah.
Waiting to be cultivated and nurtured. It's like a seed that we can water and help grow.
I like that.
You know, through mindfulness and meditation.
That's a really beautiful way to think about it.
Thank you.
The book also encourages us to find magic in the ordinary.
Yes.
What does that look like in practice?
So it's about slowing down, paying attention, and appreciating those simple moments that we often take for granted.
Right.
You know, it's about finding that wonder in the everyday rather than constantly searching for happiness in external things.
So instead of waiting for that big promotion or that dream vacation,
Right.
we can find joy in smaller things like a good cup of coffee or a walk in nature.
Exactly. It's about shifting our perspective and realizing that magic is all around us if we just take the time to notice it.
That's a really powerful reminder, especially for those of us who are always on the go.
Yeah.
The book also delves into the practical side of mindfulness, right?
It does.
Like how we can bring it into our daily routines.
So Rinzler talks about creating a sacred space in your home, being mindful of your clothing choices, and even finding joy in everyday tasks like cooking.
So it's not about transforming your life into some kind of monastic retreat.
Right.
It's about incorporating mindfulness into the things you're already doing.
Exactly. It's about finding those little moments throughout the day to pause, breathe, and reconnect with yourself.
Okay, so you don't need to overhaul your entire life to embrace these principles.
No, not at all.
It's more about making small intentional changes that add up over time.
Yeah, and it's about remembering that mindfulness isn't just about sitting on a cushion and meditating.
Right.
It's about bringing that same awareness and presence to every aspect of your life.
I love that idea.
Oh.
What about relationships? Does the book offer any advice on how to bring mindfulness into those?
Absolutely. It encourages you to view your partner as a constantly evolving being, just like yourself.
Okay.
It's about letting go of rigid expectations and embracing the fluidity of your connection.
Accepting that both you and your partner are going to change and grow over time.
Exactly.
And that's okay.
And it emphasizes bringing mindfulness to your intimate life as well, being fully present during those moments, connecting with your partner on a deeper level.
We talked about the Incredible Hulk syndrome earlier. Does the book offer any advice on how to manage those more challenging emotions that inevitably come up in relationships?
It does. It encourages you to approach those difficult emotions with curiosity and compassion.
Okay.
It's about trying to understand where those feelings are coming from, both in yourself and your partner, and responding with kindness rather than reactivity.
So instead of getting defensive or shutting down when conflict arises, it's about taking a step back, trying to see things from your partner's perspective and communicating with empathy.
That's a great way to sum it up. It's about remembering that your partner is not your enemy.
Yeah.
You're both on the same team, navigating the complexities of life and love together.
The book also talks about bringing mindfulness to work right.
It does.
Which can be incredibly challenging.
Yes.
In today's fast-paced, often stressful work environments.
Absolutely. Rinzler acknowledges that challenge and encourages you to find ways to cultivate peace and clarity, even in the midst of a demanding job.
So it's about bringing that sense of presence and awareness to your work tasks.
Yes.
To your interactions with colleagues, and even how you handle those inevitable work-related frustrations.
That's right. It's about finding ways to stay grounded and centered, even when things feel chaotic.
Are there any specific techniques or practices that the book recommends for bringing mindfulness to work?
So it suggests creating a mindful morning routine, taking short breaks throughout the day to simply breathe and reconnect.
Okay.
And setting boundaries to protect your time and energy.
That makes sense.
It also emphasizes the importance of communicating with kindness and compassion, even when dealing with difficult colleagues or clients.
Right. It's about remembering that everyone is fighting their own battles and approaching those interactions with empathy and understanding.
Exactly.
I can see how that shift in perspective could make a huge difference in navigating those challenging work situations.
Yeah.
What about finding your purpose in your work? Does the book touch on that at all?
It does. It encourages you to reflect on your values and how your work aligns with those values.
Okay.
It's about finding a sense of purpose and meaning in what you do, even if your job isn't your ultimate passion.
Right. It's about recognizing that work can be a vehicle for personal growth and contribution, even if it's not your dream job.
Exactly. It's about finding ways to make a positive impact through your work, even in small ways.
So instead of viewing work as just a means to an end, we can approach it with a sense of purpose and intention.
Right. It's about finding that sweet spot where your skills and talents intersect with the needs of the world.
This is all so incredibly insightful. I feel like we've covered so much ground, but there's still so much more to explore.
There is. The book goes into a lot of detail about specific practices like meditation and chanting, as well as the philosophical underpinnings of Buddhism.
But even without getting into those deeper levels, it feels like these basic principles can make a huge difference in how we approach life.
Absolutely. And the book does a great job of presenting those principles in a way that's both accessible and engaging.
I'm curious, does the book talk about how to deal with fear and uncertainty?
It does.
Those feelings seem to be pretty common for young professionals, especially in today's world.
It introduces this powerful symbol, the snow lion.
Okay, we've had tigers, Hulk's dragons, And now snow lions.
Uh-huh. I know.
What does the snow lion represent?
So the snow lion symbolizes fearlessness and confidence,
Okay.
especially in the face of doubt and uncertainty.
Yeah.
You know, it's that voice inside you that says you can do this even when everything feels uncertain.
I love that image.
Yeah.
So it's about recognizing that fear and doubt are normal, but they don't have to control us.
Exactly. It's about cultivating that inner strength and resilience that allows us to move forward even when we're feeling scared or unsure.
We often talk about the importance of stepping outside of our comfort zones.
Yes.
But that can be incredibly challenging.
It can be.
Does the book offer any advice on how to do that?
It does. Rinzler introduces an exercise called not saying no.
Not saying no? What's that all about?
So it's about pushing your boundaries and being more open to new experiences.
Okay.
It encourages you to say yes to opportunities that you might normally shy away from, to embrace the unknown with a sense of curiosity and adventure.
So it's about challenging yourself to try new things, meet new people, expand your horizons.
Right. And it's about recognizing that growth and fulfillment often come from those experiences that push us outside of our comfort zones.
This is really resonating with me. I feel like I often get stuck in my routines.
Yeah.
And I miss out on opportunities because I'm too afraid to try something new.
That's completely understandable.
But this concept of not saying no is a powerful reminder that we have the power to choose how we respond to those invitations.
Exactly.
You know, we can choose to stay safe and comfortable.
Yeah.
Or we can choose to embrace the unknown and see where it leads us.
See what happens.
Okay, so we've talked about tiger tactics, the Incredible Hulk syndrome, Mandalas, Garuda's dragons, and now snow lions.
That's quite a menagerie.
Yeah, what other insights does the Buddha Walks into a Bar offer?
Well, it delves into a set of guiding principles for living a more enlightened life called the Six Paramitas.
Okay, what are the Six Paramitas?
So they are generosity, discipline, patience, exertion, meditation, and wisdom.
Those sound like pretty lofty concepts.
Yeah.
How do they translate into everyday life?
Well, generosity isn't just about giving money. It's about giving freely of your time, resources, and energy.
Yeah.
Discipline is about cultivating self-control and ethical behavior. Patience is about enduring difficulties with grace and equanimity.
Yeah.
Exertion is about putting forth effort toward worthy goals.
Okay.
Meditation is about cultivating a clear and focused mind. And wisdom is about seeing the world clearly and making wise choices.
It sounds like each paramita is like a muscle that we can strengthen through practice and intention.
And the book offers practical tips on how to cultivate each of these qualities in your daily life.
So instead of being overwhelmed by these grand concepts, we can break them down into manageable steps and incorporate them into our routines.
That's the beauty of it, you know?
Yeah.
It's about taking these ancient teachings and making them relevant and applicable to our modern lives.
I'm really starting to understand how Buddhism can be a practical guide for navigating the challenges and opportunities of being a young professional.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just about spiritual enlightenment. It's about living more fulfilling and meaningful life.
Exactly. And the book does a fantastic job of conveying that message in a way that's both insightful and relatable.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. What are some final thoughts you'd like to leave our listeners with?
I think the most important takeaway is that Buddhism is a path, not a destination.
Okay.
You know, it's about continually learning, growing, and expanding our capacity for compassion and wisdom.
So it's not about being perfect. It's about embracing the journey and striving to be a little bit better each day.
Exactly. And The Buddha Walks into a Bar is a wonderful companion for anyone embarking on that journey.
Yeah, it really does feel like a journey.
Yeah.
And this book seems like a great place to start for anyone feeling overwhelmed by the idea of incorporating these principles into their lives.
Absolutely. And it doesn't shy away from those like real life struggles that we all face, you know.
Right.
Rinzler talks about the importance of letting go,
Okay.
especially those attachments that are holding us back.
It's easy to say let go, but in practice it can be incredibly difficult, especially for young professionals,
It is.
you know, who are often driven by ambition and the need to achieve.
Yeah.
How does the book approach this idea of letting go?
So it encourages us to recognize that everything is impermanent, you know?
Yeah.
That nothing lasts forever.
Right.
You know, clinging to things, whether it's a job title, a relationship, or even a certain idea of ourselves, only leads to suffering when those things inevitably change.
So it's about accepting that impermanence and finding freedom in that acceptance.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that change is inevitable.
Yeah.
And that resisting change only creates more suffering.
Right.
Letting go allows us to flow with the current of life rather than fighting against it.
That's a really powerful concept.
Yeah.
The book also talks about facing our fears, right?
Yes.
Which, let's be honest, is terrifying.
Yes.
So how do we do that?
Well, the book emphasizes that true fearlessness doesn't mean denying our fears.
Okay.
It means acknowledging them, understanding their root causes, and moving through them with courage and determination.
So it's more about developing a healthy relationship with fear.
Exactly.
You know, recognizing that it's a natural part of the human experience.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to control us.
Right. It's about recognizing that fear often arises from our thoughts and beliefs.
Yeah.
And that we have the power to challenge those thoughts and choose a different response.
This is all starting to click for me.
What?
It's not about pretending that fear doesn't exist. It's about learning to navigate it in a way that allows us to move forward and achieve our goals.
And sometimes the best way to overcome a fear is to simply face it head on.
Okay.
You know, the book talks about the importance of taking action even when we're feeling afraid.
So instead of letting fear paralyze us, we can use it as fuel to propel us forward.
That's a great way to put it.
The book also emphasizes the importance of being present with our experiences,
Yes,
both the pleasant and the unpleasant.
it does.
So instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, we can focus on fully experiencing the present moment.
Yes, it's about recognizing that true joy and fulfillment come from being fully engaged in the present moment, rather than getting lost in our thoughts.
This reminds me of what we were talking about earlier about finding magic in the ordinary. It seems like being present is key to appreciating those small moments of joy and wonder that we often miss.
That's a great connection. It's all interconnected. You know, when we're present, we're more likely to notice the beauty and wonder that surrounds us even in the midst of everyday life.
It sounds like this book offers a really holistic approach to well-being.
It does.
You know, addressing both our mental and emotional states as well as our physical health.
Absolutely. It emphasizes the importance of nourishing our bodies through healthy eating exercise and getting enough sleep.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's hard to cultivate a peaceful mind if your body is constantly running on empty.
Right. It's all about balance.
Yeah.
You know, taking care of our physical needs allows us to show up more fully for ourselves and for others.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. I feel like I've gained a much deeper understanding of Buddhism.
Good. I'm glad.
And its relevance to my life as a young professional.
It's been my pleasure sharing these insights with you.
Yeah.
It's clear that you're already starting to connect these principles to your own experiences, which is wonderful to see.
I'm definitely feeling inspired to incorporate some of these practices into my daily routine.
I hope so.
What would you say is the most important message that the Buddha walks into a bar offers to young professionals like myself?
I think the most important message is that enlightenment isn't some distant goal reserved for monks or spiritual masters. It's something that's available to all of us right here and now.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing our own innate goodness, cultivating our compassion, and living each moment with a sense of awareness and intention.
It's about waking up to the beauty and wonder of life, just as it is, and living each moment with a sense of gratitude, compassion, and joy. You know, it's about finding that inner peace and joy that's available to us in every moment, no matter what our circumstances may be. It's about realizing that enlightenment isn't some distant goal that we have to strive for, but rather it's already present within us, waiting to be discovered and expressed in our everyday lives.
Beautifully said. It's been an absolute pleasure discussing this book with you.
The pleasure was all mine. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Buddha Walks into a Bar. We hope you found this exploration insightful and inspiring. If you're looking for more thought-provoking content, be sure to visit our website at 1337podcast.com. Thanks for joining us. See you next time. Strength and honor. I am Spartacus.
Thanks for watching. Tap into 1337podcast.com.